welcome to my kitchen. My name is Melissa, and today I am very inspired by a couple of booktubers I watch who do Friday Reads videos. I absolutely love them. They're a very casual way to catch up with the fellow booktubers that we all watch. And so I decided I'd kind of do my own spin on it. I really want to paint my nails today. And so I thought I would paint nails and talk books. So that's the plan. I should address the elephant in the room, which is, yes, I got my hair done. Pre-COVID, I actually had white hair like this, like year round. That was kind of like my normal look, I don't know, I guess my go-to look. And since COVID, I haven't been able to go and get my hair done. And I also haven't found someone when I moved to Arizona that could do it right. It's a very difficult process, I guess. It's just, it takes a certain skill to be able to get your hair this white. And so anyways, I was struggling finding somebody that could do it, but I finally found somebody. And they have their salon 5 minutes away from my house, which is so awesome. I used to have to drive 45 minutes to get my hair done in Seattle. So anyways, there's that. So yeah, I mean, I really love having white hair. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like my niche thing that I just love. I don't know how to describe it, but so yeah, there's that. I thought I would break this video up into 4 sections though. Oh, Lily wants to go out. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So I thought I would break this up into 4 sections. So the first section is just what am I reading? And I am currently reading Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I'm buddy reading this with a couple of lovely ladies. Anyways, so yeah, we are supposed to be done with part 6 of 8 by this Thursday. So we'll see if that will happen. I'm this far in, so I mean, this is backwards on camera, but I would say I'm about 60% of the way in, and I am really enjoying it actually. I love the world that Leo Tolstoy has created in this book. It is just, every character is so well thought out. Obviously you have characters you hate, like I actually don't love Vronsky, the main hero, I guess, in this story that falls in love with Anna. Katie said on our Voxer chat, he's a worm, and I kind of agree with her. But I do love a side character that I haven't seen the movie or know anything about this plot before I hopped in. But there's a side character named Levin who is a farmer, and he's in love with a girl named Kitty, who they're related, like everyone is kind of related in some way in this book. I won't explain it because it's kind of complicated, but anyways. So he's in love with Kitty, and Kitty is very much has a huge crush on Vronsky at the beginning of this book, and she thinks that Vronsky is gonna propose. But Vronsky is kind of just treating her as his little plaything, honestly. He never had the intention to propose to her. So when Levin proposes to Kitty, she refuses him because she thinks that Vronsky is going to propose. And so Levin is really hurt, and he kind of doesn't know what to do with himself. And so anyways, towards the middle and end of this book, you kind of see how Kitty realizes the error of her ways, and slowly comes to realize like how dedicated and loving Levin is to her. And anyways, I've just really enjoyed watching that relationship bloom. It's kind of like a second chance romance, I guess. But also there's a lot of Russian culture and Russian history and politics that are involved in this story that I also find fascinating, because who doesn't find Russian history fascinating? In particular, I'm like blowing my nails as I talk, but in particular, I am half Russian genetically. I'm adopted, so I don't really know that side at all, but I am half Russian, and so I've been really fascinated by everything that is going on with this story. So yeah, there's that book. So far, I think I'm gonna rate it, if something, as long as it doesn't go downhill like Count of Monte Cristo did, I think I'll rate it like a 4.5 is where it's at right now. It doesn't give me the 5-star feels. So it's kind of like one of those classics that I super appreciate and absolutely love the story, but it's not a book that I want to put on my favorites shelf, I guess, so far. So that's kind of how I feel about this book. I gotta get to my other hand before I start talking about the other book I'm in the middle of. I'll talk about the audiobook though that I have also been in the middle of this whole month, honestly. I just haven't had a ton of time to listen to this book, but that is The Flight Girls, and I'll show a picture of it over here. The Flight Girls by Noelle Salazar. So this is a World War II historical fiction book that centers around a group of women who were charged with tutoring, training army reps to fly planes. And they all know how to fly planes for various reasons, mostly being they were probably like, one of them is she grew up on a farm and they had like charter planes to fly around all the acres of Texas that they owned. And then there's just other reasons why these women have known how to fly. And the main woman, her name is Audrey. She starts out in Hawaii right before Pearl Harbor, and she meets this lieutenant, and it's kind of like this whirlwind romance with him, but they friend zone each other because they both have different ideals. They both have dreams that they don't want to like sacrifice, I guess. And so they kind of friend zone each other, and then they both go back to the States after Pearl Harbor, and then she ends up going to this other flight base in the US. So she's still stateside, but anyways, she has this other romance with this guy at this flight base that is her like her professor, I guess, of navigation. And so right now it's like this kind of like love triangle situation where she feels bad that she kind of has feelings for this professor when she hasn't really denied the fact that she wants to be with James, the lieutenant. And anyways, her friends are helping her realize it doesn't matter, like it's your life and you shouldn't feel guilty if the guy friend zoned you, you know, and you're like having feelings for this other guy. But anyways, so I'm kind of curious to see where this story goes. I have loved it though, like absolutely loved it. It's 5 stars so far for me. The story is just so well done. The characters are so real, and I've really enjoyed, like, this is why I love historical fiction, is when it has like a really strong romantic element to it, and that definitely is the case with this book. It's not a huge like historical, you know, rehash of events. It's more just like the war is kind of the underlying problem, the underlying conflict, but then the overarching plot is that there's these romances, these friendships that are built between these women, and I just love it. So yeah, there's that book, and really enjoying my time with that one. I'm like really focusing on this one. I have one more finger, this last pinky, and then I'll do my second layer. I'm choosing black because black is my favorite nail color. That sounds like really dark, I guess, but I don't know. I just love it. It's like edgy, and I don't really seem like that edgy of a person, but if I could wear like acid wash black t-shirts for the rest of my life, I would, even though I'm wearing this like super pink tank top today, but I don't know what it is about like grunge, but I'm really into it right now. So yeah. Okay, so then the other book I'm reading is Wild Swan by Celeste de Blasis. I did end up trying to read The V Girl. I forgot the author's name, but I was reading that with Tara, and her channel is Tara North. She also has a podcast, Read My Lips podcast, which you guys should check out if you love dark romance. She's actually like branching out though into other genres, so it's really exciting. But anyways, we attempted to read that book. It was so bad. Like like we both were dying laughing about how weird the book was. Like, I know I should be talking about Wild Swan. I will in a second, but I just want to explain why we both DNF'd. It was basically this story of this apocalyptic world where rape is legal. And it's about this girl who decides to take her, they have like this like deflowering process with these girls in this post-apocalyptic world where like it's run by the military and stuff. And so she decides to take her virginity into her own hands and wants to find someone that she can that she can at least know and not be brutally raped by. And so that's the premise of the book. It sounds really dark. It is really dark. And that was what was weird about the book, was it was dealing with such dark elements. And then you had these contrasting, what felt like 13-year-old girl thoughts, like about other men, that it was just so gross and so weird. And me and Tara were both like, it feels like they're trying to have this nice contrast between like sexual tension and how dark this book is, but it does not work at all. It is jarring and weird and strange, and just the book doesn't know what it is what we both decided. It just doesn't know what it is. If it's gonna be dark, it needs to be like dark in every sense, and it just wasn't. So anyways, yeah, we both DNF'd that one, and it's okay because it's one less book to have on my shelves, so that's nice. But anyways, okay, so I'm in the middle of Wild Swan, and by in the middle, I mean barely begun, let's be real. But this book, I was so excited to pick up. Everyone has been telling me that Celeste de Blasis is an amazing author. So I decided I wanted to pick this up. It's been on my radar for forever. It has a beautiful step back. I love it. And also, I want to show you guys the inside page because it shows two people that have read it and their thoughts on it. And I just think it's so freaking cute. So it says, I don't know how to say that last name, B. Kale, read 1986, excellent. And then it says E. Bauer, read March 1986, V. good. Isn't that awesome? I don't know if you guys have ever found people that write their review of a book inside the cover, but it is my favorite thing if I can find it. I found it in other books of mine too. And if they both thought it was excellent or very good, I have extremely high hopes. I plan on writing in this my name and my rating of it, just to keep the tradition alive, I guess. But anyways, and those were both written before I was born too. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I just love that idea. The book lives on. So yeah, this book is the story of this girl named Alexandria, who is raised in this home where her mother hates her. And she's kind of grown up in a family that just doesn't love her. And her father realizes it and decides when she turned 13, I think, he decides that she should move to a distant cousin's house, and that family would hopefully show her more love than their family has. And so she ends up moving to this house. I can't remember where it's set. It's set in England in a coastal town, maybe Cornwall. I'm not exactly sure. I need to look it up. I just forgot. But yeah, so she moves to this distant cousin's house, and there meets Rain, and it's spelled R-A-N-E, and he makes that very clear, not R-A-I-N. And when they first see each other, everyone kind of freaks out because they look crazy similar. They have the same features, the same hair color, the same facial features, and they're distantly related. I don't know how many cousins removed they are, but like, it's not going to be gross is what I'm trying to say. But they just have this very similar look. And so right now he's 18 and she's 13. And so he's a lot more grown up than she is. And he's just being very kind to her. And I can tell it's probably going to butt into a romance. This is a historical fiction / romance. In my estimation, that's what it is. So yeah, it's not like a strictly historical romance book. But I think there's going to be a love triangle because she, at the very beginning of the book, tries to convince this man who was enamored with her sister, who is a complete horrible witch with a B, like Sarah says on the Bookish Knitter. And she convinces him that he shouldn't marry her because he doesn't know who she truly is. And that also is kind of the other like catalyst that makes their family want her to move out, because there's this huge wedge between her and her sister. And so anyways, I think he is going to end up falling in love with her. Like this guy that was in love with her sister is also going to end up falling for her too. So I think it's a love triangle between those two men for her. This is the start of a series as well. So it's the first in a trilogy. And I know it's pre-Civil War, and that somehow she ends up in America, in Maryland, I believe. So yeah, we're going to see that unfold as well. I'm just excited. Like, this story just seems so epic so far and just very well written. The font is really tiny, so I know it's going to take me a while to read. I mean, it's not very thin. Maybe it looks thin on camera, but it isn't thin. And then like the font is very small. So I'm trying not to get my new nails on it, but so it's going to be, I'm hoping to finish it by the end of April. That was my plan when I started it. But I have page goals for Anna Karenina. I read 40 pages a day. And then any other extra time I have to read, I read Wild Swan. So we'll see if I have enough time. Now that busy season is over with my job though, oh my goodness, the world has opened up like a phoenix from the ashes. I am alive, I am well. Oh no, I just smashed my finger, of course. Guys, I'm really bad at doing my nails and talking and multitasking. This is true. Whoops. It's fine though. I'm not very strict with my nails. I don't need them to be, completely straight. I don't know how to describe it, but even, I guess. Just fixing what I just did. If you can't tell, I marked myself up on my hand. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. So then what am I watching? I also love TV, and I've tried to incorporate that more into my channel. That was one of my goals for this year. So I thought I'd talk about what I'm watching. I just finished marathoning a season of The Amazing Race with my family. So we all decided we'd watch on our own and predict who the top 3 teams would be, and then also predict who would win, and kind of just as a competitive way to watch this season, see who was right. And me and my husband, we both betted on the same 3 teams and the same team to win, and we were right. Which is crazy because it's only the 2nd season we've ever watched of Amazing Race, but I guess you can kind of just tell who's going to work well together and who is going to finish the race and get through all these different challenges. Super old school show. We watched season 5 of the show I mean, like, they don't even have cell phones when the show started, so, or knew what Google Maps was or anything like that. It's wild. So it's a blast from the past, that's for sure. The other show I'm watching is The Americans. I know this show is now done. Like, they finalized it after, I think, 5 seasons. But yeah, I ended up watching this with my husband because everyone told us it was really good, and it's on Prime. It's free on Prime right now. And oh my gosh, guys, if you're a fan of either a thriller, spy, espionage type show, or you're in for the romance, either way, it's a great show. So I watch it because I love seeing. So the whole story is it's about two individuals who were raised in the Soviet Union, and they were trained to be spies and what they call illegals in the US during the Cold War. And so they learn how to speak English completely normal, no accents. They learn how to just be Americans, and they look like this white collar, white picket fence situation type of family where they have 2 kids, and they have a fake travel agency job that's what they do. And but in actuality, they are spies, and they do a lot of dirty work for the Soviet Union and the Russians. So that's the story. And the thing is, these two, so Elizabeth and Philip, that's not their real names, but that's what they were told to, like, that is their identity. So Elizabeth and Philip, they met the day that they were supposed to get married and be a couple for forever, basically. And so they both grew up in terrible situations. They've seen terrible things. And they're supposed to not tell each other about each other's past at all. Like, they're supposed to just jump into this family life and just go with it and not really catch feelings for each other. But they do over the course of many years. They have 2 kids together. That's how it starts the show, is they have 2 kids together. And they are very still reserved with each other until they go through something. I think in the first episode, they go through this terrible, one of their escapades goes wrong. And so they have to save each other, and it kind of shows that Philip really does have a lot of feelings for her. And there's this scene at the end where Phil Collins' song plays, and they're in the car, and it is everything. Like, that scene where they start making out and, like, they show each other's emotions for each other finally. Like, and it doesn't even mean finally because it's the first episode in the show, but to know that they've, raised these kids and stuff together, and they still haven't, like, felt for each other before. Oh man, that's what made me ship them. And then to see them work out how to be spies, how to go through all this danger and love each other. And anyways, it's so good. It's good. I'm eager to see how it goes with this season. This season is very dark so far. There's so many scenes I had to, like, shut my eyes for because it was too graphic for me. But anyways, so that's what I'm watching on TV. And then hopefully these are dry by now and I can put on the top coat. I'm actually gonna work on some of the edges though. So then the other 2 sections, the third section is Booktubers I'm loving. So, the booktuber that I have been literally binging, and I don't know why, that I hadn't really heard of him before. I honestly don't know why, because I know he's everywhere, but that's Steve Donahue. every time I watch one of his videos, and guys, he has 3 or 4 videos a day. Like, it's insane. He doesn't edit, so that helps. And he doesn't do thumbnails or anything. He just uploads whatever he films, and he kind of just chats away on stuff. But every time I watch him, I learn a new word, or I just am so in awe of how he words things. He is so eloquent. I just mind blown. I wish I could talk the way he talks, and the way he seems to write. I've read some of his reviews. He's a book reviewer, like a professional book reviewer. And so I've read some of his reviews for various newspapers and in his own like review website that he has. And it's just mind-blowing. Like, he is so well read, and he gives off this presence that he is so educated and knows what he's talking about and has read a million things. So I just love watching his channel because I just learned so much. It's very like educational for me. Anyways, I end up looking up a ton of words he says and stuff. And so yeah, I've been watching him a lot. And then I've also been watching a lot of weekly reads videos, like I said. So I've been watching Rainey's weekly reads videos and Sarah's from the Bookish Knitters weekly reads videos. And I just love this like whole like chill vibe that they both have going on with talking about their crafts that they do. They do like cross stitch and stuff, which I don't know the first thing about, but I still watch the whole thing. Anyways, so yeah, I've been loving that too. So those are the booktubers I've been watching today. And then my weekend plans. So tonight I am going on Tara's podcast, the podcast I just mentioned about. It's called Read My Lips. It used to be a dark romance podcast, and she, like, when she started this podcast, she was like, hey, I know you don't read dark romance, but if there was some way that we could work out how to get you onto my podcast, I would love to try. And I was like, okay. I literally don't know what I would talk about with dark romance because I've never enjoyed it. All the books I've ever read, I've DNF'd. So that hasn't been many. That's true though. I haven't read a lot. But anyways, so she went through a couple months of doing this podcast, and oh my gosh, all the people she's had on there are stars. And so, and then she decided she wanted to expand into other romance genres, subgenres. And so she asked me if I could come on and talk about historical romances with her. And so, yeah, we're going to be chatting. I'm so excited. And I'm honestly just honored that she asked me. We're really good friends, but it still just feels like an honor. So there's that. And then I think this Saturday I'm going to be doing my first live on my channel. It's going to be a really chill reading sprints situation. I'm just going to be reading my book. Hopefully you guys join in and read yours. And it'll be my 1,000 subscribers celebration. That's kind of what I wanted to do, was just chill and read. I don't know of any other way, like best way to celebrate. So yeah, I really want to do that. And, you know, if you wanted to tell me what you're reading or have, you know, ask me any questions or anything like that, we can just chat in the live chat. Hopefully I can figure out how to work StreamYard before that. So we'll see, fingers crossed. But yeah, so that is my Friday reads nail. What am I going to call this? Painting nails, talking books video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Very chill, just talking with a friend. And yeah, I hope you did enjoy it. And with all that being said, please like and comment. I reply to every single comment. And please subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye!